Hi everybody and welcome back to HaigTV and my segment of the channel. As you know or maybe don't know, I'm going to be doing awareness videos on HaigTV. Some of them will be pertaining to stuff that I've gone through or I know people have gone through, or just to spread awareness and give a lifeline to someone. So today's video is actually going to be on domestic violence because October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So the actual definition of domestic violence is violent or aggressive behavior within a house, typically involving a violent abuse of a spouse or partner. So you could take this many ways. You could take it as, say, parents fighting, or not even fighting, but like actual physically fighting, or one person attacking another, or even sometimes it could be at our age group, just... I don't know how to put this without worrying how people will be affected by it. Domestic violence, to me, is hurting or manipulating someone into doing something or believing something, or fearing that if they don't comply, they will be hurt severely. I am a huge advocate for safety among people, and I have always said that if you feel like you can't talk to a partner or if you feel unsafe with a partner, you should not be with that person. But it's hard to give advice on stuff like that because every situation is different. I will have linked down below many different call lines for Toronto and other places, just because I know that having an anonymous call line can be very helpful. So I will have what's it called? Kids Help Phone, there you go. Kids Help Phone, there's going to be a domestic violence phone line, there's going to be probably just an abuse call line as well. There's going to be many different things linked below, just because needing, even if you're not reporting it, just needing to talk about it to someone can be very helpful. But yeah, so there are many outlets that you can have, there are many people who you can talk to. One of the main things I'm going to go over though is actually background of domestic violence and why it's such a big issue. So as most people know, domestic violence is usually a cycle. Oftentimes it starts off with child being abused by parents who are already fighting, and then child goes on to grow up and has learned through the interaction of their parents and how their parents treat them that must be how children or partners are treated, which 99.9% of the time is not true. If you feel like you need to be violent with your partner, if you feel like you need to hurt your partner to get a point across, you are not with the right partner. You either need to get help or they really do. But honestly, if you're feeling like you need to be violent, you're a dirtbag. You need to get help. Actually, you know what? That's probably another phone line that I'll have down below, is a helpline for people who feel the need to be aggressive. But most of the time it starts off with parents who fight a lot, and children see that as what's normal. Can you stop, please? Stop fiddling with that right now, please. Do it later. I'm almost done. I'm gonna need to edit that out now. Children will learn from their parents, monkey see, monkey do, that mom or dad being thrown against the wall or yelling at each other all the time over the smallest of things is the normal way to love someone, and that's not the way it is. It shouldn't ever be that way. Sure, there are normal arguments where it's someone's having some kind of issue and they need to talk about it. That's healthy. You need to be able to express when you're unhappy with something, but as soon as it turns violent or physical, you're going about it the wrong way. To get your point across, you need to be civil and you need to be politically correct in how you're addressing the situation. And that takes maturity on both parts, from either side of the argument. And many people aren't willing to have an open argument where someone can make a point and the other person is allowed to make their case as well. But as far as talking about it and talking openly with a partner and it's a lot easier said than done. I've been very lucky to grow up with a mom who has taught me to speak openly and listen with open ears without judgment, and being able to make a case for myself and always being able to back up my arguments with facts. But unfortunately, there are a lot of people who don't have that type of guidance in their life, and there are many people who, especially in our age group, will resort to violence because they have no idea how else to express themselves. At our age, well, at least at my age, I'm 17 at the time of recording this video, we need to be able to be aware of ourselves. We need to be aware of how we feel, how to put that into words, how to articulate that to other people, and just to be able to read ourselves and actually know what's going on in our own heads, because there's a lot of times where that's actually very hard to distinguish. Just needing to know who you are as a person can help, like, immensely in situations like this, and knowing that you are a bigger person. Unfortunately, there are a lot of situations where women or men are being abused and think that it's their own fault, or that they deserve that kind of treatment because they're not good enough to deserve a better treatment. And that's simply not true. No one deserves to feel like they're an awful person or feel like they are not loved for who they are. No one deserves to feel like they need to hide certain aspects of themselves. It's not right. Unless, the way that I see personality and traits is, if you are not hurting yourself or anybody else with how you are as a person, regardless of whether or not our point of views match up, you have a right to be that way. If you're hurting someone because of what you believe in or how you believe in it, then I have a problem. But if you just simply disagree with me on something, you have every right to. Anyway, if you have any stories that you want to share, be it in an anecdotal form or actually being willing to openly talk about it, you are welcome to leave them in the comments below. Like I said in my last video, this is going to be a very community-oriented segment of HaigTV. I'm always going to be very open with you guys and very, like, wanting to talk. If you want to talk to me personally, I will leave my Facebook linked below, along with my personal YouTube channel, which will also be an outlet for people to message me on. But anyway, I'm Emily from Chronically Fabulous, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.